Welcome to this incredible home theater and 2-channel media room that we just finished installing. I'm gonna go over all of the gear that you see behind me, including these massive Focal speakers, this McIntosh equipment over here, and everything else, including the screen and the projector. You're not gonna wanna miss this tour, so let's get started. So for this project, the client came to us and wanted a super high performance home theater setup, but he also wanted a really great 2-channel dedicated system as well. Now he just purchased a home and we are in a room right now that's not the typical shape and size for a home theater, and it also has a window behind the screen, so there's a couple design constraints that we had to overcome and get creative with. In this video, I'll go over all those different things, but I wanna start with the heart of the home theater, which is all this McIntosh gear that you see behind me. Let's start with the brain of this system, which is the Trinnov Altitude 16 processor. Trinnov makes some of the best home theater processors in the industry, and they have some amazing features. Trinnov's immersive sound technology optimizes the audio by actually analyzing the room acoustics with a 3D microphone with advanced processing. Its optimizer software adjusts time alignment, phase, and frequency response for precise sound reproduction. It also enhances formats like Dolby Atmos and DTS:X by ensuring accurate object placement. Now, another feature that Trinnov has is their remapping technology that compensates for imperfect speaker placement if you have some space constraints or if your room is not the perfect shape like the one we're in right now. Now, it virtually positions sounds correctly in that room. This is going to create a more immersive and natural listening experience in this room. Next, moving down, we have the McIntosh MC255 5-channel power amp. And over here, I have the McIntosh MC8207 7-channel power amp. Now, these power amps are only powering the surrounds in the height channels. I'll get to what powers the fronts for now, but these are super high-end McIntosh pieces and make these surrounds and heights sound incredible. Next, we have a madVR NV Core, which is a video processor which essentially optimizes the image coming from your projector. It also has a ton of other great features as well. Now over here we have a Magnetar 4K Blu-ray and DVD player because the customer has a ton of physical media that he likes playing. In addition, we have a Kaleidescape Strato V over here, which is the world's best movie server. You can have up to around 10 movies at a time on this, has a gigabit Ethernet connection, so you can actually delete and download new ones whenever you please, and it only takes about 10-15 minutes to do so. Now what this allows you to do is have bit-perfect movies in terms of the audio and the video quality. It's better than physical media, and it's way better than streaming. So if you have a high-performance setup like this, having the best movie quality possible is really crucial. I'll get into the 2-channel stuff next, but let's move over to the front and see what is powering those big Focal speakers. At the front of this home theater, we have some truly special speakers. The left and rights are these Stella Utopias from Focal. They're actually modeled and designed after the Grand Utopia, which is Focal's flagship speaker that they spent years designing and researching for. Now, powering this beautiful giant speaker here is the McIntosh 1.25 mono block amp. Now, this is also the 75th anniversary edition, so these are super special. This is a beautiful pairing that gives you a ton of depth and clarity in your 2-channel, but also in home theater use. Now, the center channel is actually powered by this McIntosh MC611 power amp over here, and this is the Focal Viva center channel. You can see just how massive this center channel is, and that's super important because with speakers this big on the side, you don't want a small center channel that will sound out of place in your movie soundtrack. And moving on, right up front, we have 2 JL Audio F113 V2 subwoofers. Now these subwoofers output a ton of power and really fill up the room with a ton of bass. So this is technically a 9.2.6 home theater, and what that means is that there's 9 bed layer speakers. So we have front wides here, which are also Focal speakers. These are the 1000 LCR 6s. So we have these as front wides and as surrounds and as rears. Now these are really high performance in-wall speakers. They have the same beryllium tweeter that matches, so they're perfectly tonally matched to the front, left, right, and center. And you also can move the mid-range and tweeter to angle it towards the listening position for even more precise placement and dispersion of your sound. So the 6 in that 9.2.6 means 6 height Atmos channels. So above me, I have 6 Focal 1000 LCR5 in-ceiling speakers, and these are super powerful in-ceiling speakers that provide you with some incredible 3D immersive effects. In terms of in-ceiling speakers and having 6, it makes the sound in this home theater just superb. So in terms of video in this home theater, we have the Sony 7000 projector, which was Sony's previous flagship home theater projector. This has 3200 lumens, and paired with the madVR NV Core has just an incredible image. Now, you can see we actually put it back behind the wall here, and we have this custom cutout. Now, the client used the home theater design tool and originally wanted it to hang right here, but what we did is he worked with some of our experts and decided since this room is a little bit smaller, we wanted to hide it and not be able to hear it at all, so we added this custom cutout and put it behind the wall, and you can see the nits drop off only a little bit because you can slide the projector back and forth in the tool and see how bright of an image you're gonna get on your screen and pick the exact screen size. So this is an example where our experts came in and came up with a really cool design and unique way to get the projector in a more ideal location for this room. So the Sony 7000 projector is shooting its image on a 147-inch screen from Stewart Filmscreen, which is an ultra matte 1.3 gain. And you can see in our home theater tool that this size screen in this room is extremely immersive. Now, in addition, you may be wondering, why is this on a motorized system where the screen can go up and come back down? Well, you may remember earlier I mentioned that there's a 2-channel system that the customer loves to use. Well, there's actually windows behind this screen. So we've added a black scrim on the back of the screen so that no light can leak through, affecting the image, and the client can easily just raise this screen up and put it out of the way and preserve the beautiful image looking out the window when they're listening to 2-channel music. All right, we are now officially in the 2-channel setup. We have the screen all the way up in this media room, and the client is really into 2-channel music. They actually have an amazing living room setup with some beautiful Bowers & Wilkins speakers and more McIntosh gear. They have an incredible headphone listening experience system in their office as well. But for this 2-channel setup in this room, we have the McIntosh C12000 preamp up top here. And below that, we have the Hi-Fi Rose RS150B, which allows you to stream your favorite music streaming service like Apple Music, Qobuz, or Tidal to get high-res music in here. And there's actually a brand new Hi-Fi Rose RS151B that just came out, and that's the brand new model of this, which you can check our new video on in the link in the description. And when the client doesn't want to stream music, they can listen to their big vinyl collection on this McIntosh MT5 turntable, which has a Hana Umami red moving coil phono cartridge on it. And you can see that all of this gear is on solid steel racks, and the turntable is actually on a solid steel shelf attached to the wall to further isolate it. Now, the client was telling me before they were listening to a Billie Eilish song and turned it all the way up, and it had a ton of bass, and these solid steel racks isolated it completely and didn't affect the sound at all. Now, one piece of the puzzle that often gets overlooked is the automation of the entire room. Now, since this is a home theater and a 2-channel system, we had to implement Control4 so we could easily switch back and forth. So what you can do on this Control4 remote is change to any of your sources like your Apple TV, the Kaleidescape, PS5 Pro, or the Blu-ray player with just one button press and it will automatically switch. But then when we want to go into 2-channel mode, raise that screen up and only listen to the 2 channels, we can hit listen. We can select Hi-Fi Rose if we want to stream music, or the turntable if we want to listen to some vinyl, and it all happens automatically. The room completely changes into the mode that you set it up. In addition, you can also change the lighting in the room to turn it down, set different scenes, and have everything automated. So this Control4 remote really controls everything. You can also use an iPad or your iPhone and you're good to go. Everything is set up with just one button press. Okay, finally, I want to talk about a few more things in this home theater media room. And one is these home theater chairs. These are the Revelation chairs that Audio Advice has actually designed and developed themselves. After so many years of selling different chairs and hearing customer feedback, we actually just decided to design this one, and has everything that you needed, like these matte, beautiful tray tables that can go in. You can also store them away in the arms. They have adjustable lighting, The headrest can go up and down, and the seats go up and down, and it's this amazing vegan leather that's super easy to clean and super long lasting. It really is the ultimate home theater chair on the market today. So the final thing I want to talk about is the acoustic panels right behind me. These are actually Vicoustic cinema round absorption panels, and we have them strategically placed around the room at the first reflection points and other spaces. And if you're designing a home theater, you do not want to forget about acoustic panels because they really make good sound great, and great sound phenomenal. Now the client sat in here before we installed them, and the room sounded pretty good, but it was night and day, the sound, once we installed these and listened to the same song or same movie after these were in, as it just makes the room sound so much better. So you do not want to forget about adding acoustic panels to your budget when designing a home theater. Alright, so I know we've gone over a ton of stuff in this video, including all the gear and the design aspects that went into it. And one of the reasons it's one of my favorite rooms that we at Audio Advice have worked on recently is because it's super realistic in terms of it has some windows in the way. It's not the exact shape that you want a home theater, but we also wanted it to be a home theater and a 2-channel setup. We wanted to hide the projector, and there's just so much that makes this a super realistic option that a lot of people might encounter. Now, yes, it does have some extremely high performance speakers and gear in it, but it translates to any type of home theater that you might have. Maybe you have a room that's already built out room, an extra spare room, a basement, an attic that you want to build out, and no matter the shape or size, when you work with experts at Audio Advice and use our home theater design tool, we can really design it to make it work for what your needs are, which is exactly what we did with this home theater. Now, if you want to learn more about any of the products in this theater, like the madVR NV Core, the Sony projector, the chairs, or the Focal speakers, you can check out audioadvice.com or go to our playlist on our YouTube channel, and we have a ton of DIY and tips, guides on home theater acoustics, subwoofer placement, and so much more that you can learn about everything you need to know about designing and building a theater. Plus, we have our home theater design tool and projector distance tool, and if you need more help, you can contact our home theater experts, which can help you get the best setup in your room. We also have an incredible inspiration gallery if you're just getting started to get some ideas going. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.